Your first alert forecast with meteorologist Joseph Eng.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. We're taking a look at your forecast as we finish out the work week and our Friday looking like a pretty foggy start out there. Visibility dropping in downtown Jennings, especially down towards ground level, and lowered in South Lake Charles as well. But places like DeRidder are looking a little clearer. Despite seeing nearly matching temperatures, the upper 60s is still the average this morning. That hasn't really changed from this time out the door yesterday. And again, slightly cooler towards the coastline there. Regardless of where you are, though, the muggy meter showing that it is another very humid start to the day, and it looks like we're on track to see that through the afternoon as well, similar to how most of this week's pattern has been. And let's take a look at that visibility map here. It's been pretty widespread this morning, but mostly along and south of I-10 with those denser pockets, but Jennings seeing more fog moving in as the morning goes on. A lot of those visibility sensors, too, reporting at less than half a mile to almost a quarter of a mile or less, so you're definitely going to want to give yourself some extra time heading out the door just in case you do run into any slowdowns. And remember to exercise caution on the roadways as long as those denser pockets are drifting about, because even further to the north, while you're mostly dealing with low-lying cloud cover, some of that could still extend down to the surface, or fog could still develop before the sun has been up for a few hours. And that dense fog advisory is in effect has been reissued for all parishes this time around until about 9 to 10 a.m. for most areas before you see that begin to thin out. And there are a couple of factors that may influence that. Firstly, though, if you look at satellite and radar, it's a pretty familiar sight. Just a very thin cloud cover and fog that doesn't show up all too well on satellite, but will definitely be holding back most of your morning sunshine, if not all of it, in some areas. And the greater region not really showing signs of any upper level disturbances to try and stir up those rain chances or work with all the moisture that we have available to us. The breeze not really changing that too much either, but it is a little weaker this morning. Most gusts are going to sit below 10 miles per hour. That could let some of the denser fog hang around a little bit longer this morning, so that's one more thing to keep an eye on for your morning drive. And heading into this afternoon, it does pick up slightly. Looks like you'll be getting gusts around 10 to 15 miles per hour for the back half of the day, at least keeping your air moving, but without a shift in direction, we're not going to see much drier air work its way in. Let's take a look at that on Futurecast. A nearly carbon copy of what we've been seeing for the past couple days. You'll have a slight chance at some patchy drizzle or maybe even a stray shower, but that's again as high as rain chances get. Most of us will be seeing thin cloud cover and patchy sunshine, putting temperatures back into the upper 70s and near 80 degrees for this afternoon, while the coastline runs a good bit cooler, and thanks to maybe a little more shade or mostly just that breeze right off the water there. While it's still definitely warm out there, it won't be as close to record highs this time around. We did tie yesterday's high temperature at 80 degrees at Lake Charles Regional Airport, but the record for February 7th is actually 87 degrees set back in 1904, and it doesn't look like we'll be quite so close to it this time around. Though we do head into another mild and generally warm evening without too much change in that pattern heading into Saturday morning either. High pressure is still very much parked off to our eastern side, even with it pulling away just slightly for some areas. Still no disturbances enough to really work with those rain chances. Although models are leaning into the next cold front that's shaping up, it doesn't look like it will arrive until late Sunday, and it's going to be weak. So getting anything more than a couple isolated to scattered showers is going to be pretty difficult, though it may kick off a more unsettled pattern with smaller fronts moving through as the week goes on and getting some better rain chances into the area, which could finally cool down some of those temperatures, though that has moved back a little bit as well. Now it looks like models are leaning towards us sticking with 70s for the highs for at least Monday and Tuesday, and there's still time for it to change, but hopefully we do continue that trend closer to some cooler temperatures, at least for what February is supposed to be. Though for now, it looks like this weekend is still going to remain rather warm and muggy.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Joseph. It is 7:14, and there is a job fair going on today for GSC Industrial Group. They're looking for laborers for Cameron and Lake Charles.
And the company is holding that job fair to fill all those positions. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the American Job Center. That's located at 2424 3rd Street in Lake Charles. Make sure to bring your driver's license, TWIC card, and Social Security card. You can also apply online at laworks.net. The Lake Charles Police Department is hiring, and they'll hold a recruitment event tomorrow morning. To become a member of the Lake Charles Police Force, you must be at least 20 years old, pass a physical abilities test, and panel interview, among other requirements. There is a $6,000 hiring incentive. If you're interested, you can show up tomorrow morning at the Ward 3 Rec Center. That's at 3210 Power Center Parkway from 8 a.m. until noon tomorrow. Today's the last day to donate blood and get a free king cake. LifeShare Blood Center is getting into the Mardi Gras season by rewarding blood and platelet donors with a king cake from Proni's Deli. They're hoping to help build the community's blood supply. To receive your free king cake, you'll need to donate blood at their center on Dr. Michael DeBakey Drive from 7 this morning until 5 this afternoon. Still to come this morning, a new book festival set to debut this weekend.
We'll go live and get all the details. 7:15.